Alright, welcome YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you how to take apart, mod, and put back together the Xbox Elite Pro, whatever you want to call it. It's the same steps. Okay, so first we're going to start by taking off their hard drive here. Yeah, this is pretty hard. There we go. Okay, you just set that aside for now, but you will need it later. Next, we got to take off this plastic piece here. Now, the best way to do it is right up here. You have a couple little clips. Take anything you can get. I'll use this for instance. And try to loosen it up. You will hear a couple clicks. You do want that. Now, once you get to a certain point, you can just pretty much slide it out. Alright, once you got that, flip it to the other side. Take apart this vent here. Now with these vents, if you look on this Xbox, they're green, but in others they might be black or white, but you'll see a couple filled in holes right around that area are clips. You just want to lift those clips up. Until you can actually get a hold of it. And this one's already been modded so they can just slide right out. But you might have to go to each individual clip and get those out. Lift them all up. Once you're here, you come to the front side and you take off this faceplate. All you have to do is grab down here and pretty much rip it right off. Comes off. Easy. Next, you're going to flip it to the back side. I don't know how well my camera's going to catch it, but if you look right around here, you'll see 4 clips on this side and 2 on this side. Those little clips are what holds this plastic piece together. So you want to take that apart. How? Take anything. I'll try this. I don't know how well this is going to work. But you want to undo the clips. Now I learned the best way to do this is if you have the stickers pointing away from you, push those clips, or use whatever tool you're using, and push it in away from you. So you will hear a couple clicks. You do want that. And this isn't going to work too well, so I'll try this tool here. You might have to play around with it a little bit. Sometimes it's easier on this side, sometimes it's easier on this side. Just depends on the Xbox. There we go. There you go. And then you come to the front side, and while we're up here, you got 4 clips up here. These are actually easy to see. One here, one underneath this sticker, one right here, and you got a small clip over here. If you can do it with your fingers, that's fine. If you can't, I'd get something thin like this and just lift up underneath. Now, removing the sticker will avoid a warranty, but these Xboxes are old enough that they shouldn't have any more warranties on them. I could be wrong though. Undo the clips. Remove this, set it aside, and then your eject button here, go ahead and slide this off. You won't need that till later. And now you're ready to take apart the top side of your plastic part of the Xbox. But first I have to go find a torque screwdriver, so I'll be right back. Well, I seem to have misplaced my torque screw, but luckily I have a screwdriver that uses the star shapes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove those. Wrong screw. There we go. I'll just set that aside. Okay, now we're at this step. This is just like taking apart the Slim. Okay, on the back side, you got your black and white cords, just like in the Slim that I did a previous video of. So, well, first I'm gonna, before I forget, the eject button, just snap it right off. But be careful not to break it. To that side. Okay. Now I'm going to pull out the disk drive, and I'm going to remove these parts here. Just snap them right off. Okay. Now with the disk drive, you have 4 silver screws. 3, 4. So I'm going to take my screwdriver here and go ahead and take those out. Careful not to lose these screws. Alright. Now with this disk drive, probably right here would be the best place to grab it. Go ahead and remove the bottom piece, or if you can, just use it as a lever. Just take off the top piece. Set it aside. Go ahead and put your disk drive back in. This is how we start to hot swap. Alright, go ahead and put that back in place. Okay, now, just like the Slim, okay, you want to take the magnet out. This is your magnet for your game. Okay, I had a friend who tried to hot swap with this Xbox, but forgot to take this disc out, and his disc went flying when he tried to put it in. Now, mine's already pre-cut, as you can see. What you want to do is take some of the sharp. I'll take this, or I took this, and find the groove. There should be a groove or a circle, and cut it out. Once it's cut out, just take this out, set it aside. Okay. Now, with your magnet, if it's set up like this, it's going to be a little bit harder to take out. Otherwise, you should just pop right out. Okay, but for this one, you gotta grab it here, and on this side, turn it, and pull it out, twist it out. And this is actually the magnet, but you do need it. Alright, just slide it back in place just like that. It's ready to go. And I'm going to prepare to hot swap, so I need to plug this in, and I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Now we're going to prepare the hot swap now that I have the Xbox hooked up. Okay. Now, when you do hot swap, you do need your hard drive again. So we'll just hook that up, just like it's supposed to go. Okay. Just like that. Right on top. Now, obviously you can't leave the disk tray like that, because if you do, there's a chance that something might happen to the disk or Xbox. So we're just going to leave it laid down. Alright, now we'll go ahead and turn on the Xbox. If you have a controller that's already synced up, it's pretty easy. Otherwise, I would just suggest excuse me. Otherwise, you'd have to hook up wired, or you could try to hit the power button, but that's kind of a pain to hit. Damn. Alright, so I'm going to slide back into Xbox. Now, you don't need to connect to Xbox Live, which is fine. Alright. I guess you do need to sign in. Alright. One moment then. As soon as I set the camera. Good to go. Good to go. Okay, so first thing you want to do is clear your system cache, just like you did before. But first, I know this Xbox has a game, or not a game save, GTA 4 installed. Now, your game saves you want to keep, because if you don't, just like the last Xbox, if you try to load and you go through the Cousins Balic, you're just going to freeze, and you're not going to be able to do anything, except go back to the Xbox. So, I'm going to delete this. And go back to the dashboard. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot a step. Clear your system cache. So, storage, device options, clear system cache. And I don't know what's going on with my camera, but once you're done with that, come all the way back to the disk tray. And then I replace my... No, actually, I'll leave it there. Okay, so I'm going to take Grand Theft Auto 4. Let's see if I can do this without creating much noise. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the disk tray. First, I'm going to have to open it. Oh, forgot the magnet. Put it in the game just like that. Go ahead and close it up. Let the magnet snap into place. Okay, just spinning. This isn't reading it. Try this. Alright, give me one moment and I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured out what was going on. Apparently when I plugged it back in, I didn't plug the disk drive back in. I didn't put it in clip far enough. So it didn't actually stick. So I'm just going to sign back in here. And because I don't want to mess up this particular disk, I'm going to slide in the other one. Still Grand Theft Auto though. Xbox Slim, you're going to come to game options by pressing X. Come over to install. Oh, too far. Which is going to be right next to the picture, top right. We're going to hit install. Actually, I forgot. Since there's only one hard drive, we're going to wait a second. I'm going to put my camera back up so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll be right back. Okay, so you just saw where I was going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the mods ready. Okay, these are the mods I'm going to use. And I'm just going to get it ready. Just hold on to it. We're going to hit install. And as soon as GTA 4 installing game is ready, you'll slow down the disk, pull it out, slip your mods in, just like that. Easy. And I'm going to pause this video real quick. Alright, and as you can see, it's at 1%. Bada boom. As soon as it hits 100%, I'll come back and show you how to put the Xbox back together. Alright, we're back, and as you can see, we're finally at 100%. So now we're going to put our Xbox back together. Alright, to do so, you want to go ahead and turn off your Xbox, because right now it's still spinning, and you don't need it done. So we'll just turn off console. And now, let's see, that's the original. We'll just wait for the video to stop spinning because this is the modded disc. We don't want to scratch it. Okay, that's done. So you can just come in here and just pull it out. Okay, got that done. That's put away. Okay. So now we're going to put everything back together. We'll start with the disk drive. Again, to take the magnet apart, you have to hold up here and twist. Just like that. Again, might be harder for you, might not be. Just depends on how you can get it off. Alright. Put this little silver piece back on top and hold it just like that. So that you can see the magnet here. And then take this plastic piece here, which is going to hold the magnet in place. Oh, wrong side. And twist it back on. Just like that. Next we're going to remove the disk drive again. And also unplug it. The Xbox, that is. Alright. Then hit it back up. So take this top part. Should slide right back on. Just like that. And then flip it upside down. And then put the screws back in place. Now normally you would just go ahead and test out the mods, but I've already know these mods work. So I'm not going to test them out. I'll post another video up later that shows me using the mods. Okay, this one's nice. There we go. Pick it back up, white to white, black to black. Just like that. Twist it back inside. Now these Xboxes actually, you'll have little holes for these black prongs to go in. So they'll slide right in those prongs, or those holes. That's done. And There it is. Make sure you put this back on top. It just protects the magnet. You might not necessarily need it, but just keep it there. And now we'll put this back together. Let's see, that's the bottom side. This is the top side. Alright, we're going to take the top side first. You'll know because it has the metal sheet. Take off the hard drive because that's just going to get in the way. Alright, slide the top part back on. Just like that. And you might not necessarily be able to tell if it's in all the way until you actually get the screws in. Alright. Looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and try screwing it in. Oh, wrong one. And then just put your little black, silver, or whatever color Torx screws you have back in. Alright, once those back in, take the bottom piece, put it back on. Gotta remember which way. It's this way. Okay, now I have problems when I put this back together, and before I do that, I forgot, put in the eject button back on. That's real simple. All you gotta do is just put the black prongs on, make sure the sides to the hole, good to go. Now put the top piece back on. We'll start with the front side. Make sure all the clips snap. Come to the back side. And this part might give you a little bit of a hard time, but you want to slide all these clips back in. Oh. There we go. Once that's all snapped back in, all you gotta do is put the faceplate back on. And this just snaps right on, just like that. Now get your lower vent back on. Oh, put it in the wrong way. Yep, there we go. Let's snap back on. Put this back in place. Make sure that this side is facing towards the front of the Xbox. And make sure you hear all the snaps. Alright. Then you can take your hard drive and hook it back up. done. And your Xbox is now taken apart, put back together, and modded as well. Subscribe, rate, whatever. I don't care. Peace.